What is up, fam? Welcome back to the Car Talk podcast. I am so sorry for the delay in podcast uploads, but I am super happy to be back as always, and thank you so much for clicking on this video and deciding to listen. So, without further ado, today is a very awesome day. I've been feeling like super good, and I'm not gonna lie, we just came off of like a really beautiful week weather-wise, and it just really rejuvenated me and just really kind of gave me a whole new sense of gratitude for this life that we get to live. And I don't know, I just hope that you felt the same way, even though we're gonna have some cold, rainy, gloomy weather the next week or two. I still think it's gonna be an awesome couple of weeks, and I just feel really good. So I wanted to get a podcast out of the way, get it done. And so yeah, without further ado, today we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart, which is just following through with what you say you're going to do. And I know that's kind of another cliche topic, but seriously, it's so important to have, this is self-obedience. If you say you're going to do something, you should do it for not other people, but yourself. Honestly, this is a you versus you life. And if you truly want to become the best version of yourself and live the healthiest and longest version of this life that you get to live, then I would highly suggest that you get a good relationship with being obedient to yourself and just being thoughtful about everything that you do, decide to consume, and everything that you decide, to basically be a part of. And I think a lot of the thought process of society is really in just the past, and I think that it's a really big way for you to kind of deplete the success that you could be possibly going towards. And I think that genuinely the best way that you can find your bliss and find your flow is by just going out and doing you and thinking positively about tomorrow and the current moment, and not putting things off until tomorrow, and doing everything that you can do today within your power to make your goals come true, essentially. And lately, my biggest goal is to just become the healthiest version of myself. And if I'm being vulnerable, and if I'm being honest, there's one thing that I have not done as I've, become an adult, and that is basically I haven't gone to the doctor. I haven't, the one thing that I did start doing within the past couple of years is I started to regularly go to a dentist. I know that's really important, but, when I was 18, 19, I was neglecting a lot of the things that I shouldn't have been neglecting. And right now, I'm being 100%, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I need to go to a doctor and get blood drawn, have some tests done, just to get some precautionary measures and to have a physician that can keep track of myself and my behaviors as well as myself. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've got a lot of diabetes on both sides of my family, and that is something that is pretty serious, I've been told. And I would hate to wait until it's too late to get help or something like that. Or if we can notice something early, I would rather notice early rather than later. And the only way that I can do that is by going to a doctor. So I know you've probably got things that you should be doing and that you can think of that you've been, procrastinating, that you can get done today. And if you can get those things done today, you should most definitely do that today, because you're going to feel better about it. And the sooner you can establish that relationship with doing something that you don't want to do because you'll feel better about it, I promise you, your life will become so much better, because you'll start to do those things way more often. And I know I've mentioned it before, but like one of the biggest things that has helped me do that is actually cold showers. Something as simple as a cold shower. Every single shower I take, it used to be every so often, but I changed that. Every single shower that I take, the last 2 minutes, at least the last 30 seconds, I turn it cold. very cold as it'll go before it turns off, and I'll sit there and I'll think of everything that I'm grateful for, and I'll just do that for the simple reason that I feel better after. And it sucks. Every single time I hop in the shower, I'm like, oh, do I want to do this today? And every single time I do it, I'm so thankful that I did, and it just makes my day that much better. And there's a lot of little things that you can do that are like that. The other thing that I've been doing is I've just been doing a gratitude journal, like a specific gratitude journal every single morning. I have missed that a few times, I'm not going to lie, but for the most part, I've been doing that very consistently, and that's helped a ton. Just going in my notes first thing in the morning and just listing out every single thing that I'm grateful for. And, you know, it's such a freaking surprise. Well, I guess it's not a surprise, but it's such like a delightful surprise with how much my days have improved ever since I started doing that. Otherwise, before, I would just pick up my phone and like the first notifications that I would see would basically direct my day. And sometimes that's how it goes still. Like when I look on the days that I didn't journal, it was simply because of the fact that I looked at my phone first thing in the morning and got caught up doing something or going on a social media platform or whatever the case may be. And I just know that that is not the best thing that I could be doing for myself 99% of the times. The best thing that I can be doing for myself for the first start of my day is starting off with a gratitude journal. And, you know, it's really just one of those things that when you establish that relationship with doing the hard thing and then feeling better afterwards and just knowing that that's your reward, trust me, you'll find yourself going to the gym. You'll be consistent going to the gym. You'll find yourself consistently doing the things that you really are passionate about that are just tough, you know, to do. You know, like a lot of people that I know love fishing, but they work all the time and they've got family priorities and they just don't make time to go fishing. And the biggest thing that you can do is go fishing when you can. You know, like just force yourself to do it because you know you'll feel better after, even if it's 5, 10, 15 minutes. Same thing with a walk. If you like going on walks, but you haven't been able to because you don't have the time, reevaluate your time. Start figuring out a way for you to manage your time so that you can be a little bit more efficient and do the things that you're passionate about and that you love to do. Because as a human being, you have to fill your days and your weeks with things that you love to do and that brings you happiness. Otherwise, you're going to get depleted and you're going to end up going down the rabbit hole that a bunch of other people go down, and it's not a fun rabbit hole to get into. It's the rat race, and you don't want to get in the rat race. You want to be passionate about what you're doing and build a life around the lifestyle that you know that you can live within. And everybody's lifestyle that they desire to live is different, and I know for a fact that that lifestyle will even change as you age. Like, I'm a prime example of that. I used to think that I wanted all this stuff and all of these different things, and now I'm completely the opposite way. Like, the 24-year-old version of myself would literally rather live with cockroaches than to have to work 40 hours a week for somebody else. Like, that's the kind of life that I'm living, and that's not going to work for everybody. But everybody has a specific lifestyle that will work for them and that will bring them happiness. And I just want so badly for you to be listening to this and thinking about what that is for you, what that is for your life. What kind of passions can you feed into that 30, 40 years down the road you'll be so happy you kept that fire for? Like, it's so easy to be complacent with the things that you love to do and with the things that are, that bring you joy. And it's simply because the life that we live has a lot of distractions, and the distractions are simply to prevent you from doing the things that bring you joy. And it's why a lot of people really struggle in today's day and age, when in reality, if they have the right perspective, they would know that today's day and age is better than any other time throughout history, literally. And it seems like it's not because of every piece of content people consume. But if you truly look at things for what they are, and the kind of technology that we do have in today's day and age, the type of medicine that we have in today's day and age, like, we are truly so spoiled that we almost are living in an environment where we have nothing else to do except complain or find the things to complain about because life is that good and that comfortable. And it's a problem. But it's a great, great, great time. And it's honestly no better time to find what kind of lifestyle brings you happiness. Don't listen to anyone else. Don't look at everyone else's lifestyle. Don't look at my lifestyle and think, oh, that's what I want. Oh, that's what I need. That is not what I want you to be doing. And that's not what's healthy to be doing. What's healthy to be doing is thinking about what brings me the most happiness. Thinking back on your childhood version of yourself and thinking, what did I love to do before I even knew about money or before I even knew that I wanted to drive a BMW? You know, like things like that. Like think back to like before you even really knew what materialistic stuff meant or did for you or any of that. Because in all reality, like the things that bring me the most happiness are genuinely the things that I did before I even started making money as a human. Like for real. And I genuinely think that we're living in the day and age. No, I don't even think. I know for a fact that we are living in the day and age where if you genuinely love something and if you have a passion for something, whether it be as niche down as air hockey or maybe as something like myself, fishing, you know, there's so many different sports, there's so many different hobbies, there's so many different things that if you were to create content around and just show your personality and share the things about you that you're interested in, that within, you know, a short amount of time in the grand scheme of life, 5 to 10 years, you will have a community that is so meaningful and so you know, like think about it. Social media is completely empty pipes. We are the ones that fill the pipes with content for people to consume. And that is why having a social media profile is so profound in today's day and age. Because if you decide to show yourself and show every version of yourself, not just the, you know, some versions of yourself, I guarantee you will find people that are just like you and that are passionate about the same things that you're passionate about. And if that's the case, you are going to find so much success over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And I know people really are stuck in like the high school thought process of like, oh, I don't want to post because I'm scared of what other people are going to think of me, or whatever the case may be. Like all these insecurities come up that prevent you from basically creating. And I went through it. Every other creator went through it. And I even still go through it today. Like that's why I've been kind of quiet lately. Like sometimes I don't want to go on the social media and, you know, share my personality. Like it takes a lot of my energy to do that. And sometimes I need to conserve that energy for myself and my own happiness to stay who I am and to stay, you know, stay here. If I'm being honest, like I really have to do the things that make me happy. And sometimes it's not presenting myself on social media. And that's okay, you know, and that's really important to know about myself. And it's important that I establish a better relationship with my breaks on social media, because if I want to do this as a career and as a, you know, as a great way to create income, like I'm going to have to be more consistent with it. And that just means that I can put things in place where when I'm feeling really creative and feeling really good like I am right now, I can pump out 3 or 4 different podcasts, save a couple of them, and then when I'm not feeling so creative, I can post those podcasts during that time. That way, instead of having a month or 2 off, I'm at least staying within a couple weeks of consistency for you guys. And that's the biggest thing, is just genuinely looking at this as a vessel for you to just give back and for you to be able to do things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. And I'm not going to lie to you. I know for a fact that I didn't grow on social media for a good while because I was posting for the wrong reasons. And a lot of times you have to post somehow. And if it is for the wrong reasons, at first it's okay, because eventually you'll find the reason that you're actually posting. And I know for a fact that if you do stay consistent with it, and if you do stay, you know, thoughtful with everything that you're doing, your intent will show and your intent will shine, and people that are meant to run across your path will run across your path, and it is the most humbling experience ever. Like, I am dead serious. It is so cool having people come up to you and in real life and actually admire the work that you put in to entertain them and to do the things, you know, that you might be doing, whether it's educational or whether it's for entertainment or whatever it may be that you do. People will appreciate the time that you're putting into it. And even if it's something as, you know, as simple and fun as, you know, doing something that you love, like if it doesn't seem like much work for you and you can do it, it's a really a blessing. Like, it really is. And that's kind of the position that I'm in, as I genuinely love sharing my fishing passions. Like, I like fishing so much that I want to capture the moment and share it with people, because I know for a fact that other people will enjoy it too, and will enjoy the passion that I have for it. And that is a very special thing to have. And if you feel like you have that for something, you should really lean into it. You should really protect it with all you've got, because we are living in an amazing era that has never been ever tapped in before. And I know people think that, oh, I don't want to start creating because, you know, it's already over. Like, everybody's doing that. You know, people are already winning, you know, doing my niche. It's not even started. Like, I do so much research through podcasts and all other, any way that I can get information about content creators, I do. And I'm not kidding you guys, with the amount of marketing dollars that are still in traditional media through TV, billboard, websites, like all of the stuff that was popular in the early 2000s and 1990s is still prominent in today's marketing strategies. And as soon as those marketing strategies switch towards social media being the #1 priority, the whole world is going to change. And it's going to change in favor of small content creators to big content creators to the huge content creators. Every single person that has the skill set to be able to create on the 5 to 10 most popular social media platforms there are going to be thriving. And I know I've said it before on this podcast, and I know I'm going to continue to say it over and over again, but if you're not taking advantage of the opportunity to be able to build in this day and age, you're missing out on an opportunity of a lifetime. And I know for a fact, every single day, even myself, I kick myself in the butt because I'm not able to take advantage of the opportunity that's here fully. And I'm doing my best to do it, but I'm not taking advantage of it as I fully could be. And for that, I will always look back at these days and wish I would have done more. But at the same time, I'm happy with everything that I am doing, and I hope to inspire you to do something about it as well, because there is so much generational wealth to be made throughout this new era. And I promise you, if you decide to lean into the things that you genuinely have passion for and you genuinely love, you will succeed and you will find true happiness. But if you don't do that, you will succeed in finding the rat race of this day and age. And I don't want that for you. And if you feel like you're in that now, just know that you can truly get out of that within a 2 to 5 year window if you decide to show your passions on the internet through whichever way you can. Written, audio, voice, like literally whichever way you feel most comfortable to create. I challenge you to do that, because it will benefit your life and the future generations to come so much. I promise. And with that being said, I'm going to end this podcast how I always end them. If you're curious, or if you're happy, spread that happiness in one way or another, whether you can, whether you've got somebody that you haven't texted in a while, or if you are creating social media, create a post that's going to bring somebody happiness and spread some joy. And as always, fam, stay curious. Curiosity is where all of the beauty lies in this life. I promise you. That being said, I hope you have the best day, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to this. I really appreciate the time that you put in to listening to it, and I hope you got something from it. See you guys next podcast, and leave a comment, please, if you've got a subject that you want me to cover, or if you even have a thought. I'd love to hear it. So I love you guys, and I thank you so much for watching. Peace out.